Basic Cooperative Course, Module 1, Lesson 3, Part 2, Cooperative Principles. There are 7 cooperative principles that cooperatives around the world uphold and follow. In the Philippines, these principles are enshrined in our present governing law, the Republic Act 9520. Let's now understand the meaning of these principles.
Ang konsepto ng kooperatiba ay nagmula sa isang bagong pananaw na ang pagpapatakbo ng negosyo ay para sa kapakanan ng lahat. Natatangi ang mga prinsipyong naging batayan ng unang kooperatiba at hanggang ngayon, ang mga prinsipyong yon ang nagiging batayan pa rin ng bawat kooperatiba sa kanilang mga panuntunan, programa at pamamalakad. 7 ang prinsipyo ng kooperatiba. Una, bukas at kusang loob na pagsapi.
Ibig sabihin lang noon na anybody can join a cooperative. Hindi siya discriminatory of sex or kung anong religion mo or political affiliation, babae ba lalaki, young and old. Openly, on your own will, you can be a member. Siyempre, yung paglabas mo rin sa co-op kung ayaw mo na, is also voluntary.
Pangalawa, pantay na pamamahala ng mga miyembro.
Kasi yung members are owners of the cooperatives. They can articulate and participate in decision-making. And the decision-making is making policy. It's in the General Assembly na annually is being held that the members are gathered and the board of directors are elected.
As far as good governance, yung accountability ng mga officers, management staff, very important yung participation din nila in a democratic process. We spend time talaga to listen to our members. I tell you, medyo madugo po yung namin, yung General Assembly namin eh. But we listen, and we answer.
With our pook tulungan, nakukonsulta talaga namin yung aming mga members sa mga issues, mga projects ng kooperatiba, at ito ay napag-uusapan sa mga pook tulungan meeting. Kung sakali naman na ayaw din nila, magsasalita naman ang aming mga kasapi na ayaw namin sa mga proyekto niyan at hindi naman namin kailangan yan. Kaya dito namin na-value yung boses at importansya ng mga kasapi.
So, kumbaga mayroon silang ayaw, pwede nilang sabihin sa amin through PT meetings, din iatataas namin sa board, din doon naman pag-uusapan, tapos ibababa uli sa PKPTL meeting, din ibababa uli sa amin at ibababa din namin sa mga PT meetings para makarating sa kanila kung ano yung kanilang mga hinaing, nasagot ba yun, o nabigyan ba namin ng pansin yung kanilang mga katanungan.
Pangatlo, pangkabuhayang partisipasyon ng mga kasapi.
The members put in their share capital, na yun yung ginagamit ng co-op para sa kanyang negosyo o sa enterprise. When you put your shares in the co-op, then you are the owner, di ba?
Mag-build up ka ng share capital. Yung share capital, hindi na mabi-withdraw. Mabi-withdraw yan until you want to terminate your membership. Yung savings naman, mabi-withdraw mo yan anytime. So yung share capital, at the end of the year, magdi-declare tayo ng dividend. So yung share capital, mag-earn ng dividend.
Meron ding patronage refund. So kung malaki yung kinukuha mo ng mga services, magtalaga yung kooperatiba out from their income na certain percentage para ibalik doon sa mga membro.
Loan naman na binabayad mo every month, nagbabayad ka ng interest, di ba? At the end of the year, makatanggap pa rin ng patronage refund doon sa binabayad mo na interest.
In our lending services, we put in the policy, hindi po hadlang po yung sa makabayad ng kanilang loan na wala silang freeze money. So, pwede namang ibayad nila in kind. Halimbawa, sa rice. Kasi most po sa livelihood dito is more on the rice farming. So, sabi po namin mga farmers, ma'am, paano kami makabayad kung wala kaming pera? Pero meron kaming palay. So, kaya nga, tinatanggap po namin. And it is put into policy that all the product of the members, kung ano yung product, pwede pong tanggapin po sa kooperatiba. So, pag may manok sila, so, maibayad ko ito sa loan ko.
Pang-apat, autonomiya at kasarinlan.
By autonomous, they decide kung saan sila, if they get into or enter into contracts with other organizations, they can make decisions by themselves. Ganon.
Panlima, edukasyon, pagsasanay at impormasyon.
Social mission is that the cooperators themselves will be educated so they can effectively manage the cooperative. So it's only through this education, continuous education, information, and training, communication, they will grow and deepen their understanding of cooperative and all the other issues in the community.
Pag merong training sa accountant, hindi pwede iba ang ipadala. Accountant ang ipadala. Pag manager yung training, manager yung training. Hindi lang doon sa mga training sa mga staff, magkaroon din ng training ng good governance yung mga board of directors. Lahat yun, mga committees, board of directors, pag merong trainings, talagang pinadala namin. Yung sa ibang mga co-op, sabi nila expense, pero sa amin investment yun.
Pang-anim, kooperasyon sa iba pang kooperatiba.
Kailangan mag-cooperate ang mga co-ops kasi they have enterprises, diba? So, kasi may kailangan din na may link or they can do business with each other. Kunwari, yung consumer cooperative can link with a producer cooperative so that yung produce ng mga producers cooperatives na produce ng mga farmer members can be marketed in the consumer cooperative. We have federations and unions. So, yung federations, they can do business. Yung mga unions, primarily, education and training yung kanilang mga services, no?
MASPEC is a confederation of cooperatives. As of today, we have about 240 plus members all over Mindanao. And then the services of MASPEC, right now we have hostel and properties. We also have our consultancy and training. And then we also have our information technology unit, the initiative on ICT. That cannot be done by only one cooperative. No, that's very expensive. So the federation will look for means and other support to ensure that that facility will be provided for the co-ops. For a member of MASPEC, even the small one can avail that service. It's not only the big co-ops.
So when they started to computerize the system to aid in the operation, they sort of mandated or asked MASPEC in due time also extend additional financial services that came about with currently the automatic teller machine or ATM.
Meron kaming experience na bumaksak na co-op dito sa amin sa Parañaque. Kami ang hilingan ng tulong pero napakahirap tulungan ng alam na mo hindi na makakabayad. Pero tinulungan namin sila, binigyan namin sila ng 300,000 panimula. At nagparada kami sa buong bayan na ang San Dionisio ay sumusuporta sa inyong co-op, bibigyan namin kayo ng puhunan para makaahon. Kaya mas malaking tulong ang ibibigay nyo bilang member at bilang kabaryo at nakabangon naman. Ngayon ay tumatakbo na sila. Yan ang sasabing cooperation among cooperative. Kung ikay malaki na, huwag mo namang pabayaan yung maliit. Hindi mo makukonsider na matagumpay ka kung nakapaligid sa'yo ay hindi nagtatagumpay.
Pampito, malasakit sa pamayanan.
We are very particular na sana kung ano yung mapuliin na resources po sa aming kooperatiba, dapat po na mamahagi po tayo sa mga welfare po ng ating mga member pagkatapos lalo-lalo na hindi concerned with the community. Tulad dito sa aming barangay, we are very isolated. So, we need also to help the government of assisting not only yung mga livelihood nila, pati na po yung mga infrastructure development po natin dito.
So halimbawa doon sa portion of sa income namin, karoon kami ng mga activities, social activities, halimbawa Operation Tuli, feeding during sa nutrition month, pagkatapos karoon kami ng linkage doon sa local government unit kung ano mga activities nila.
Co-ops have proven that they are vehicles for development. Their existence in the community matters a lot. No? They can do a lot for the development sa community. Kasi by themselves, they are institution, they are service providers.
Nagsinorvey namin sa members, ano pa ang kailangan nyo na hindi natin na ibibigay. Diyan lumalabas yan. Ngayon, ini-evaluate naman ng board. Ito yung mga suggestion ng mga member. So, lumabas sa audit yung eskwela.
Kasama po ako doon sa nag-request na magkaroon ng school kasi masyado nang tumataas ang tuition fee ng mga big schools. I only have 2 kids. Isang college at isang grade school. Yung college ko, before, kung sabay sila na ganun kalaki yung price, hindi ko siguro kakayanin talaga. I needed a good school. Nag-offer sila ng good education for hindi naman cheaper price, pero affordable. I'm not rich. Ang tangi lang napapamana natin sa mga anak natin, good education. Very important sa akin ang education kasi dun lang may laban yung anak mo pagdating ng panahon.
Ang mga prinsipyong ito ang naging batayan ng mga unang nagtatag ng kooperatiba at naging dahilan ng pagbabago sa kanilang pamayanan. Hanggang ngayon, nananatiling katangi-tangi ang kooperatiba dahil sa mga prinsipyong gumagabay dito. Mga prinsipyong hindi matatagpuan sa ibang uri ng pagninegosyo. Ito ang nagbibigay kahulugan at pagkakakilanlan sa kooperatiba dahil nakapaloob sa mga prinsipyong ito ang katarungan, pagkakapantay-pantay at pakikipagkapwa-tao.
In the first part of this lesson, we explained the importance of the 10 cooperative values. These values are actually the foundation of the 7 cooperative principles. Put in another way, the cooperative principles are the practical application of the cooperative values. Now let's look at the 7 cooperative principles together, because they are closely related to one another. For example, the principles of open and voluntary membership and democratic control reinforce the principle of autonomy and independence. Likewise, the principles of member economic participation and concern for community are reinforced by the principles of education, training, and information. The principles of cooperation among cooperatives is on top, because this principle reinforces and is reinforced at the same time by the other 6 principles. Note again that these principles are built on top of the cooperative values. The principles cannot be without these values. In other words, a co-op member, officer, manager, or staff cannot understand the real meaning of these principles unless they accept, believe, and apply the cooperative values in their own life. For example, the principle of concern for community will not mean much to the cooperator unless the values of social responsibility or caring for others are real to him or her. Likewise, the principle of democratic control cannot be fully understood by the cooperator unless the values of democracy and solidarity mean anything to him or her. It is therefore important to look at the cooperative values and principles together, because they mutually support each other. When cooperators apply these values in their own life, and also apply these principles in the life of the cooperative, they can truly transform their lives and the lives of others through the cooperative. In turn, the cooperative can become a real instrument for change in the community and society as a whole. Again, as we end this lesson, it's good to ask oneself, do I believe in the cooperative principles? Do I see these principles applied in the cooperative? Are the policies, business practices, and behavior of people in the cooperative consistent with the cooperative principles?